All right, this is Calibos, and we are playing Project Ozone 3. I've been kind of working crops a little bit. I had to do some minor adjustments. This is now in a demonically gargantuan drum because the iron drum that was here filled up, and so it was clogging the entire thing. I don't actually expect ever to need any of it, but there it is. That's a lot. So I have been working my crops, putting essences in here, sorting. Another thing that I did was this. So I set this up. The automation of it is very, very simple. So I have these redstone repeaters so that the signal goes only into the dispensers, because otherwise if you're running redstone along the dispensers, because there's redstone in parallel, they won't connect like this, because the dispensers are a block, not a redstone thing. So in each of the dispensers is a bucket of water, and in about 20 seconds or so, you'll see what that's for. We have up at the top basically a mirror of this setup. Coming from that, I have the mana glass here because there were problems. Like, it kept getting extras everywhere. Almost there. So when this triggers, this sends a signal up and swaps the stuff on the top. Now so dispenser empties the bucket, and then we go back up to the top and look around. And that. So water will flow all the way to the end and drop, the flowers down. Takes care of the harvesting. We're actually using less mana than we're producing, although we are going through a lot of coal to do it. So I'm thinking I might actually need to get along to to automate some sort of burnables setup here. So yes, this is one of the reasons that we had the mana glass, is because we would end up with like little flowers everywhere. And I just thought the mana glass was nicer to look at. And they're pretty much just dropping on our heads. So, but I've had this setup going for a little bit. It works pretty well. I don't recall if you remember how many flowers we had before, but we're now sitting at least 2 stacks of most of it. So we have all of the flowers that we need forever. And at some point, I am going to just redirect this so that, when we get closer to 8, I don't seriously anticipate needing more than 2 stacks of flowers. But when we get closer to 8, I'll redirect this. So I'm also going to set up a separate thing a little further away. And we'll get into some of that now, actually. So let's go ahead and pull out some of these. So we've got a builder's wand somewhere. Oh, I made a bunch of runes, because runes, we're going to need them. And it doesn't hurt. Let's go check this in there. So yeah, we've pretty much gone through most of the blocks of coal that I brought over. Now I will go ahead and grind through the runes if people are super excited about it. I will show you each of the runes, but at this point you saw the thing. So we did the water and the fire and the, what was it, summer. And it's just put all the ingredients on there, drop a living rock in the middle, and then right click it. Rune of Fire, Rune of Earth. I mean, all the recipes are here in NEI. Once you know the basic concept, it actually goes really fast, especially these last ones, because all you're using are diamonds, and we used a ton of diamonds. I think I've only got like, I don't know, 6 diamonds left or some garbage like that. So, but the thing that we're doing now should fix that. We just need to go for it. So this setup is going to go away, and all of this is going to be Britannia in a bit. So I'm not super worried about that. F7. There it is. Let's actually, we will go make a builder's wand, because this is going to take forever otherwise. Iron. I wish we could make a Britannia builder's wand. That'd be nice. There probably is one, and I just can't remember that there is one. Wow, we've got 1,000,000 torches. Oops. You know, we had iron on us, so we could simply have done sticks and then iron. Crazy. But builder's wand. So what we're planning on doing now is we have a nice setup for generating flowers. We need to expand this a little bit and begin generating things that are not flowers. So let's go this way. Like I said, we're going to be removing all of that setup once we do this, because this is a slightly better setup, at least in my mind. I mean, I guess it might not be, especially if we have to, oh yeah, we make it not the beef. Two, three, four. Okay, so let's light this up. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that. There we go. All right, so we've got a little bit of area to work with here. So let's bring it out a little bit more. Demon pigs, scary sounding. Although honestly, in my mind, pigs are pretty scary. So, well, I guess technically, if you're fighting something in its own bailiwick, everything is scary. Did I make 2 of those? I guess maybe I did and I already used it up. That's okay, we're basically done. Just gotta do this. Alright. There. So our next thing is we have flowers in our inventory. We need dirt, because Britannia is all about the dirt. So we'll make 4 of those. There we go. Shift click that. Man, where are we gonna get dirt? Okay, so we've got this, and we're basically going to copy our previous setup, but this is going to be something that is going to generate require a lot of power. That's why we're copying it instead of feeding it off. But this is also kind of going to generate fuel, so it won't be as bad as all that. Now, it's not going to generate a lot of fuel. Definitely won't pay for itself. Wait, did we hear that? I thought I heard something. Okay, sweet. The grass will slowly spread. And we're going to do this, this, this. We need some redstone. You know, what if we make an exoflame? We have everything we need for it. And we'll get to see how it's done. Iron, dirt, I need a little bit of clay. So we want to make a bonsai pot. So let's actually make a couple of these. So 20. And feed this all through. Again, I love this furnace. It's great. Let's get some cobble. Wait, I might have cobble here. I do. Ooh, man, I have a few cobble in there. 23,000. Okay, so what I'm kind of thinking of is if we take these, and then we make some hoppers. I've got some chests in this random chest over here. There we go. So let's make some hoppers. And we'll do this. And if we use some of the wood here, let's get some saplings. If we make it, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I think oak and birch grow the fastest. So let's make a furnace and a furnace. And an exoflame. So we're going to need one exoflame. We're going to need 2 red petals, gray, a light gray. Let's try to use up our mushrooms first. 2 red, gray, and a light gray. And we'll, do we not have a bucket for water over here? Do we not have inventory space that was full? Are we not entertained? Okay, so bucket. So we need gray, light gray, red, red. And then we need 1 summer and 1 fire. And this is why I went through all the effort of making. Okay, that was really weird. 1 summer and 1 fire. So, yeah, it's very weird. So now we want seeds. We'll take the last of the ones that doesn't stack. We'll grab our thing. Okay, so now we have an exoflame. Exoflames are pretty cool in that I'm not sure the area, but I think maybe we'll make a glimmering one just in case. We'll make a white. Let's get some glowstone. So one of our next projects is I would like to get into applied energistics. So I mean, we can definitely get power for it. Power is not an issue. And we've got extreme reactor that we can start getting into as well. New blood magic, Britannia, which we're getting into. Runic altar we have. Omicron. Pi. Rho. Okay, so we can start getting into applied energistics. So we're going to do a little bit of Britannia, and then we're going to really get into some applied energistics to knock out some of our storage issues. Britannia is actually going to help us out with that, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and do this and that. So now we have a glowing thing. Let's see if we've got... Okay, we need to fix the inventory issue. Sticks can go in there, this can go here. That goes there. We can get rid of this. Oh, we can definitely also get rid of that. I was just carrying those around for the, whatchamacallit. So we need one of these. And by one, I clearly mean two for no good reason that I can tell. All right. Because we randomly picked up some things, so we want glimmering flower, that. So that gives us this. Let's use this on the exoflame. So now we have a floating exoflame, which means we can just place it anywhere, which is what we want to do. So we're going to place it there. We're going to put a furnace there. Now the furnace should automatically cook things. That's the hope anyway. Shouldn't need any fuel, it should just auto cook things. So let's experiment with that. You don't have any power. What is your fullness? You're almost full. Once that's full, everything should go. I'm not really worried about that. But let's do this. We need a drawer. Oh wait, don't we have a couple of chests left over? Chest. So when it switches, it temporarily blocks the perfect. So here's kind of my goal. We have that. We're going to need another hopper. Hopper's going to drop into there. We're going to put a drawer here. We're going to lock the drawer, give it oak wood, and then we're going to put a hopping bonsai on top of this, and give that dirt, and then we're going to give that a sapling, which I am no longer carrying. And theoretically, once that fills up, we should be able to stir it up for some sticks. It should start making charcoal. Now, I don't think that bonsai has any add-ons in here. Soil. So I remember in whatever it was called, see if this keeps up. I remember in Sky Factory 4, there were a couple of different kinds of soil that would speed it up. Better drops or something like that. I don't think that that is the case here. But this does look faster. The only issue in my mind is going to be fuel. It's going to run out of fuel. So we'll check on it, but once this fills up, that should be fine. But that's how, here. Let's link that to there. Let's get that exoflame going. So it's linked. There we go. It now has mana. And boom, it works without fuel. So I'm hoping that that is enough to keep up with it. If not, we may actually have to make a second bonsai and hopper. But we'll see. So, meanwhile, next project. So we need to look into the orchid. And I'm going to make it really quick. And I'm going to show you how it works. And then I'll set up a thing like this for the orchid over there. We'll also set up sound mufflers because it's very loud. So orchid is 2 gray, 2 red, 2 green, 2 yellow. So 2 gray, 2 yellow, red and green, we're going to pull pull that apart, pull that apart. We're going to go that there. Water bucket of doom. We're going to go red, green, and then we needed, is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. Let's go seed, orchid. So this is just a temporary home for it. I'm totally putting it over there later. But this is what the orchid does. So if I put the orchid here, you can tell that it is already accumulating mana because of the effects. It is linked to the pool. It is full. The pool is not. So we come over here and we grab some of the stone. So when you're playing Garden of Glass, which is the Botania Skyblock, and that's the name of the mod, not a particular whatever. This is how Botania does it, and in my mind, very few things do it as well as Botania does. Botania puts it out like a boss. So we now have rhodochrosite, which is great. Picked up some redstone. It was great. So the idea is we're going to set this up with its own power system. Over here, it's going to replace all of that very handily. The orchid, if you look at the uses of the orchid, it produces coal, iron, tin, copper, lead, osmium, redstone, zinc, galena, black quartz, certus quartz, aluminum, tungsten, yellowite, gold, nickel, iron, uranium, lapis, diamond, pyrite, ruby, sapphire, again, galena, emerald, platinum, and mana infused ore. So this actually represents percentage chance. So for example, we're really likely to get coal, slightly less likely to get iron, and then we come over to like, what is it? Not very much of the tungsten or the wolframite, not very much yellowite, not very much gold, you know, not as much nickel or dark iron or uranium. So, you know, you're more likely to get the common things than you are to get the uncommon things. But that's this. I'm going to set it up over here, and then in the next episode we're going to try and get into applied energistics to begin processing this, because we have all of the smooth stone that we could want over there, and unless we set up another thing over here, which I guess we could set up another thing over here, we're definitely also going to need a source of mana to power it, and I'm either going to do another one of these and then, you know, set up a feed. And if this works, we may simply build another one of these setups. It looks like the more you can do that's self-contained, the better. I would prefer not to have to mess with it. So this seems like a good place to call it. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. I'm really glad you did. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. If you liked it, leave a like. If you don't. Simple as that. Have a good night.